Hey guys, and welcome to another Quickie review. And today we're talking about episode 1 of the latest show from HBO Max, The Last of Us, which is sweeping love left and right from pretty much everyone and is the talk of the town lately. Well, that and...
I wasn't expecting such an enlightened answer from such...
that. But anyway, I figured I'd give my thoughts as well. And considering that it's only episode 1 and it left this impact, it's pretty damn impressive. Although, aside from the fact that this video will contain spoilers, so you've been warned, I have to clarify that I myself have not played the game. Yes, I know it exists, I saw a couple of scenes when friends were playing it, but I personally did not because, well, to be honest, even if the zombie concept here certainly was fresh at the time, I'm personally not a fan of zombies. Like, at all. Especially back in the day when I was seeing zombies just everywhere in media and I was getting sick of it. But anyway, yeah, sorry if I won't be able to give much input in terms of adaptation, but aside from maybe a couple of things I might have heard, I'm reviewing this just as a show as if the game sort of never existed. Take it for what it is. So this first episode starts off with a cold opening, a TV interview with a couple of scientists in the 60s talking about how likely it is for a pandemic to happen in the world. Gee, thanks, show. And the other scientist explaining that there's a type of fungus that can invade the body of ants and control them like puppets. But it would be unlikely for it to happen to humans because our body temperatures are too hot and you'd need a global reason for a fungi to adapt to rising temperatures to... Yeah, you know where this is going. We cut to 2003 where we meet Joel and his daughter Sarah, and we see what is unknowingly to them the very last day of human civilization. I got to say the build-up they do with this whole part of the story is done really well. I don't know what it was like specifically in the game, but it really makes you savor and appreciate all the small moments of serenity and stability in the world, and there are great subtle little moments of build-up that really work. Like that scene with the old lady out of focus in the background. Just genius. Oh, and not gonna lie, seeing this set in 2003 with like those brick old cell phones, I don't know, did it give anyone else nostalgia? No one? Just me? Okay. And then the big event happens and it's a slow but effective burn all the way to the absolute chaos caused by the incoming infected. Even the scenes in the car are highly intense, one of the very few things I actually can say I know from the game, and it recreates a lot of scenes like when they're in the car with all the chaos that's happening around. Plus, it's really fascinating that the show does make you think that Joel's daughter will be the main character. Had I not known Joel was the main one, yeah, seeing his daughter die at the hands of a soldier would have been pretty shocking to say the least, and you really did feel for Joel. When we cut to the future, 20 years after 2003.
Coincidence? I think not!
And we see that most people in the area are now living in this secluded quarantine mini-city where everything is crummy, ruined, broken down, there's military everywhere, and apparently there's a group of rebels. Although... Okay, so my world-building brain lit up at this, and maybe the show will address some stuff, but while watching this episode I kept on thinking stuff like, where the hell are these people getting all their electricity? Unless I missed them, are there like solar panels or something? Actually no, even then this event happened in 2003 where solar panels were barely a thing at all. So what kind of 2003 technology would still keep up 20 years later in this post-apocalyptic world with basically zombies? Cause they even got like batteries for cars or radios in homes and stuff. So they must be getting it from somewhere, right? But okay, like I said, I'll hold my judgment for now. Anyway, the rest of the episode is, well, honestly a bit of a slow burn. It's not bad, but I admit that the beginning was much more interesting and I felt like I was treading sort of familiar grounds. Even the aesthetic, it was good, but I don't know, I expected it to be a bit more gray or dirty or grungy or whatever. And I have to admit, I'm not much of a fan of the handheld camera cinematography. It can work, but it has to be really within context or be as subtle as possible. And here, I don't know, it just wasn't working for me personally. It was just barely too shaky for my tastes. But I don't know, maybe it'll get better in later episodes or I'll get used to it. Anyway, things pick up again when we see the character Ellie chained up and kept under wraps by this group called the Fireflies. And apparently there's some really big secret about her that isn't being revealed yet. Then lots more stuff happens, where we see Joel now much older as well as this other tough character called Tess, and they're trying to see how they can escape this quarantine city because Joel's brother Tommy has been missing outside for a while now. Eventually they cross paths with Ellie and the leader of the Fireflies, Marlene, and now they're supposed to escort Ellie out of the city, and when they do, they meet the soldier that was previously introduced. Here's where it got really interesting, and you get to see a really strong moment with Joel, because this situation is almost exactly like the one where his daughter died 20 years earlier, giving him extra reason to react this time and knock the soldier out. This is where the handheld cinematography excelled, and it has some really effective editing to boot. But then, okay, so again, I don't know what the answer is here regarding Ellie and this wound on her arm, although I'm pretty sure I can take a wild guess. But yeesh, if a minute ago the execution was great, here it was really rushed. You didn't really get to absorb the urgency or meaning of Joel and Tess seeing what Ellie's wound means at all. I really hope that there won't be another moment like this going ahead, so, be careful with your editing, guys. But anyway, they escape the city, and we see this really cool shot of all the destroyed skyscrapers in the rain. Really cool. So yeah, I can't say this was like a masterpiece or anything, but it still did its job very well. And this is coming from someone who hates zombies. Speaking of which though, aside from the first outbreak, we don't really see them at all, or at least not in their full designs. I know that they're called clickers, and if I'm not mistaken, their whole point is that they're like blind, but they can hear, so the characters have to be really careful and quiet. But I think not seeing them here might be one of the key things that's missing. Yes, I know, we do see one in an underground area where the fungus grew out so much that they're almost fused to the wall, but guys, I mean, this is really freaking cool. So much so that I kinda want it more. And I feel that this was a real pity that we didn't get to see them in action yet. But I don't know, maybe that's the point, that the show is giving us a slow burn to make it more impactful later. But yeah, you could still tell that something was missing, especially after this taste. Hopefully later on the clickers will be super worth it. Oh, and obviously, major praise for all the actors, especially Bella Ramsey, who's still proving she can play a badass tough kid character, and Pedro Pascal, who, of course, gave a stellar performance again. Seriously, even his stares alone show a lot of character, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a lot of awesome moments with him in the upcoming episodes. So yeah, overall still a solid first episode, and I'm very interested in seeing how this develops into the next ones. So go and judge for yourself, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join my Patreon to help support what I do here, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care all, bye!